Hello, everyone. Welcome to tonight. Don't you feel like you just took a little mini trip to Hawaii? That was so beautiful, flying over the island, the ocean, and it kind of leads into what we're going to be talking about tonight. Okay, and I would really consider CBD to be one of the most sacred herbs for us today. And to start with, I want to share a little bit why it's so important right now that we do be open to this plant, be open to this herb. We literally are rewriting history right now, and it is moving so fast, everything that is happening to us, but it is all for our awakening. It is not a waste. It has purpose to it. It is all for our awakening. But what it will bring up is any deep hurt, pain, stuck issues in our DNA, whatever has been in our lineage. It will bring anything up to help remove us, to help clear us for ascension, for the fifth dimension. So I'm just going to be right out front talking with you what I believe, what I feel is going on. There are shifts happening so radically fast right now that I would say I want to bring it down to 4 things that affect our whole endocannabinoid system. And then I'll be teaching about the endocannabinoid system. It's money, power, ego, and our habits. Money, power, ego, and our habits. These are the 4 checkpoints that have a direct effect on every cell of our body. What's our relationship with that? Where are we coming from? What are our habits? How, this is not the time to exercise power and control, but sacred will from within. And so when we become more stressed, our endocannabinoid system becomes out of balance. And right now, let's go to the slide. I want to talk about, just to give you a few stats, that an estimation of 64 million Americans have tried CBD in the last 24 months. This is current information. And I love that what Kimberly put up on the first screen. Hemp is hope. And that's exactly what we have with this tonight. So 64 million Americans in the last 24 months have tried CBD. More and more people are turning to CBD as an alternative for pain. It's primarily used, as you can see in the bottom line, pain, anxiety, insomnia. And a number of people have substituted a variety of medications, as you could see here, for CBD. So that's really impressive. I truly believe, and why we're doing CBD tonight is I believe we're going to need everything we can to help bring balance to our system, mind, body, spirit. CBD also works on the vagus nerve. That's from your tailbone up through your whole digestive tract, up through the heart, all the way up to the brain. And to feel the homeostasis, to feel the balance in your body, especially if it's been depleted with stresses that we are feeling. This absolutely can come help regulate that. It's a safe, natural way to, I want to say, bring balance, as much balance as you can back in your body. for people who are on this call and maybe they have some concerns about what is CBD. It's hemp. And I want to read some statistics. It's one of the earliest plants cultivated. It goes way back, close to 500 million years ago. It was used for ropes in the back in Christopher Columbus time. It was used on many ships. The first American flag was made out of hemp. The Constitution of the United States was written on hemp paper. So it used to be mandatory. Back in 1839, I read an article about a doctor using CBD. He was the one who influenced the medical efficiency of this plant to be utilized for cramps and for labor pains, for insomnia. And it was mandatory to grow years and years ago. And then there were a lot of lies made up about it, false claims made up about it. And then came in the plastic, came in DuPont. And a lot of the hemp and the ropes were replaced with plastic, nylon. So then came more politics, and then came more money. And so we've gotten way away from the freedom of using it for quite a long time until recently. In 2018, the Farm Bill was signed, which legalized industrial hemp production. So it's been a really wild journey with what's gone on with the cannabis industry. So I want to go into the cannabinoid system right now, share a little information about that. So we have receptors all over the body, and they're called receptors 1 and receptors 2. But look where they're mostly at, in the gut and in the brain. You see how many receptors are there, and it's called our endocannabinoid system. It is truly legally now, and according to the FDA, it is a system of the body, just like you have the digestive system, just like you have your endocrine system, your nervous system. So it is an actual system of the body. And when these receptors are depleted, it affects level of inflammation, it affects level of pain in your body, it affects how you sleep at night. And as you can see, the CB1 receptors are primarily found in the brain and the central nervous system. The CB2 receptors are mostly in the peripheral organs, especially cells associated with the immune system. And this will have to do with, again, you could see this with hormones, endocrine system. It's amazing. It's so sophisticated how we are created. I just marvel at this every time I teach this class. It's so beautiful how we are made up and what it takes to come into balance. The endocannabinoid system, and let's just talk about endocannabinoids that are in our body. There are natural ones that our body makes itself. There are synthetic ones, and then there are cannabinoids that come from plants. And that's the CBD or cannabis. That's what we're talking about. CBD is a cannabinoid. So we're talking about the plant cannabinoids, okay? So, and there are cannabinoids you can get out of your food. I'm not as familiar as some of the synthetic ones, but I have used some of those. So anyways, the ones we'll talk about, it's the plant. Right now, I want to share with you a a really cool little video about your own system talking to you right now.
Hello, dear human. It is my ecstatic pleasure to officially meet you. Your modern-day science has known of my existence for the past 20 years, but evidently now is an opportune time that I reach out to you personally, for you are ready to know, and I am in great need of your help. It is important that you acknowledge and begin to understand me. I request that you please do. Get ready for a paradigm shift of significant proportions. Underlying many of your diseases is an impaired endogenous cannabinoid system, hereafter endocannabinoid system or ECS, lacking vital nutrition, which is required for my health. The good news is you can change my state. You can change the condition of deficiency, bring me into a state of health, thus bringing your entire body and mind systems into a state of health. I wish to communicate to you what I need from you in order for me to function effectively and keep you in a state of health, balance, homeostasis. It is easy to begin getting me healthy. More on this in a bit. Time to think different. Every now and again, certain truths reveal themselves to you that cause you to undergo a shift in how and or what you think about something. My existence in your body and the revelation that I require cannabinoids to not only thrive but survive is one such truth. You may discover more truth underneath this truth, but what is known can be brought to your awareness, which is a lot. A lot is known at present. Your discovery of me, the endocannabinoid system, by your scientists took place about 20 years ago. Search Dr. Ralph McCoolum for details on the story of the momentous discovery of me. Human consciousness seems to have opened to and embraced this discovery, so much so that if you Google endocannabinoid system, you will see many pages of valuable information come up. This is an exciting time for you and me both. You should know that I have been with you since you were a teeny tiny microscopic embryo. I was there in the beginning, being formed when you were just being formed in your mama's womb. I am a very ancient and sophisticated central signaling system in and throughout your body, governing, directing certain major functions of your body. You and I are one. Now, with my help, you make natural biochemical compounds called endocannabinoids, cannabinoids made by humans, which bind to my cannabinoid receptors in your body. These endocannabinoids are considered as mediators, signaling, sending messages, sharing data, conveying information between cells. Your cannabinoids are produced in a similar fashion to how your body produces endorphins. Your cannabinoid receptors, dubbed CB1 and CB2 receptors, are abundant throughout your brain, nervous system, your immune system, organs, your connective tissue, your bones, and other tissue. No matter where your scientists look, they are surprised to find me, the endocannabinoid system, involved in regulating bodily activity. A neat fun fact is that I am not just in your human bodies. Vertebrate animals and some invertebrate animals have me also. Now, cannabinoids, both the ones we make inside and the ones that come from outside plant sources, work with me to support health and well-being through homeostasis. Your scientists have found that a properly functioning ECS is essential to your physical and mental health. When I am deficient in that which I need to properly function, the human body and mental conditions suffer needlessly. Some of my known major roles are: I control your immune system functions. I govern your food intake and gastrointestinal function. I control your energy storage and energy processing. I regulate inflammation and pain processing at peripheral, spinal, and supraspinal sites. When inflammation occurs, I act quickly to help stop the process, similar to applying the brakes on a moving vehicle. I govern female and male fertility. I regulate your mood. Clinical endocannabinoid deficiency syndrome. Endocannabinoids are part of a special group of neurochemicals of joy, such as endorphins, dopamine, serotonin, oxytocin, and yes, your very own cannabinoids can make you feel good and experience a sense of well-being when you do certain activities like exercise, meditate, enjoy laughter and warm feelings, do mental stress relieving exercises, spending time with loved ones. These activities change the biochemical environment of your brain and likewise the thought energy atmosphere of your mind. What it results in is you feeling naturally good. A deficient, thus impaired endocannabinoid system underlies several neurological, immune, and metabolic disorders. That is, when I am lacking what I need to survive and thrive, this is the root cause or one of the major root causes of neurological, immune, and metabolic disorders.
Isn't this so fascinating? To me, I love how it really helps as a mood regulator. It helps with the feeling of joy, well-being. And I'll share with you just a little bit myself. In 2016, I fell and got a traumatic brain injury and fell in the ice outside of my office and woke up under my car. And it was an extensive, long process as far as being able to see light and be able to function, to have my memory restored. It was very difficult. It was extremely difficult for months. And I had a lot of therapy, a lot of help. And then it was apparent the vagus nerve wasn't really healing. And the head pain and the pressure was tremendous. So then one day when my daughter said, we're going to a dispensary, and I was extremely opposed to this in the past. And then before I knew it, walking in there, I was able to tell there's something about this. And I was introduced to the CBD. I just knew in my gut, I just knew that in hearing about this plant and how to take it, what to do. In 24 hours, I was able to handle light. And from there, many other positive benefits continue to come from it. A positive benefit with CBD is also it continues to strengthen bones. It goes deep into the bone marrow. It helps to plug up all those receptors that you could see in the brain and the gut, and they're like little holes. You can say that, or let's put it this way. Let's say you have a lock on the door. The door's locked and you want to unlock the door with a key. The key would be like the CBD. Okay, it's going to unlock the door to those receptors and could make a difference on how your body will circulate from your tailbone all the way up to your brain, down to you, as you could see, the palms of your hands, all the way down to your feet. So when there's deficiency with the endocannabinoid system and there are not enough cannabinoids in your body to bring balance, you could feel more sluggish. You could feel tireder. It could stimulate irritability, anger, frustration, versus the other, you may have more patience or more endurance or easier to focus. A lot of people use it for memory. There are many case studies how it's helped with dementia, Alzheimer's, definitely Parkinson's, seizure disorders. It's a plant to embrace. It is not to be afraid of. It truly is our friend here on the earth for so long, that has such an intelligence of knowing how to heal. And I have found people actually need less herbs when they continue to infuse themselves with the CBD. Some people will say, well, how long do you take it? How much do you take? How do you take it? And that's something I could, address this even individually if some of you have some needs or questions about it. But it comes in an extract. We have it in a salve. We have it in bath bombs. We have it in lotion. But I really recommend, no matter what, if you've had one brain injury in your life, even if it was as a child or a teenager, I would be on CBD to the rest of your life. If you're dealing with a lot of anxiety and you have trouble sleeping, most likely you're deficient in the cannabinoid area, especially CBD. Is it safe to take every night, every day? Absolutely. One of the things I didn't expect in taking CBD is I'm not dyslexic anymore. I used to transpose numbers and letters, and it's very rare. Let's say it's very rare. I do that. And continuing to take CBD, you might want to take it. I keep these, they're called blissful bites. I keep them on my desk, take them off and on during the day if I choose to. And here's where I'll talk about, you can get the isolate or you could get full spectrum. We don't really use the broad spectrum here, but we do have those two, and the full spectrum has different cannabinoids in it. And it has the legal dosage of THC, very minimal. And the CBD isolate has actually no CBD or no THC in it. It's what it says. It's an isolate. It's extracted from all the other cannabinoids. So that, that's an option. And we sell both of them. The gummies do have the isolate in them because some people like those for their children. And there are a number of people who want to make sure they don't have any THC. I think a little THC is very beneficial. So it's a personal choice, depends on what you've studied and what you're comfortable with. And maybe I will take, let's go ahead to the one on skin. Okay, let's go talk about some of these specifically that's used. CBD is used, you might see them in different health spas because it is a great antioxidant for the skin, very good for promoting collagen. And being able to put this on your face at night, on your hands at night, on your feet at night, can have really good benefits up and down the spine. I really would recommend that because those receptors go all the way to every part of the endocannabinoid system. When you can put the salve or the oil up and down on the spine, it's used for inflammation on the skin. Let's see, Kimberly, you have a good story about that one. I'm trying to, let's see, get everybody on the gallery here. Could you share, Kimberly, a little bit about what you know for sure this has done to someone you're very close to?
Oh, the CBD salve, well, it's worked for me and my husband. It's worked on my husband's psoriasis really well. There was one time he was actually really sick and I put some CBD salve on his spine and that really helped him as well. I also had an infected cat scratch that I was putting peroxide on every day and it was still really infected. I almost went in. And then you mentioned putting the salve on it and within a couple of days, the infection was completely gone. So I actually keep CBD salve in my purse, in my first aid kit, and I have one in my bathroom. So I definitely use it for everything.
Great. Thank you. And Kimberly mentioned a good point to have this in your first aid kit. And I hope a number of you have first aid kits together and in a place that you can have easy access to it, and to have the CBD elixir and a little salve in there would be really good. It's like she had mentioned with psoriasis, eczema, it's a natural sunscreen. It's a wonderful way to protect your skin as well. Let's go to the mental health one, which I don't know about all of you. I fit in that one. You know, it's taking care of the mental health right now is a big priority, huge priority. And I truly believe things are escalating fast and will be, and to have some of this on hand is just for emergency, or just to even have it every day is real important. Myra, you've been using CBD, right?
Yes, that's correct.
And I don't know, you want to share kind of what your experience is with it?
Sure. You know what? I'll take it before I go to bed, and I'll watch TV, and I'm dozing on the couch. My sister's laughing all the time. But you know what? It's great. It calms my nerves down and everything, Judy. And I just want to let you know that CBD really helped for my cat Smokey, because she was abused when she was younger. And when I would give it to her, I'd give it to her, she'd always come out, and she was more sociable. So it really helped her a lot.
That's great. Oh, thank you. Thank you for sharing that.
Mhm.
How about you, Oren?
Well, I was thinking that I use it on my when I do a massage on my loving partner. She's had carpal tunnel recently, and it really does help with the massage, and it takes it to another level. So that works really well. Now, as far as the mental health, I've got ADHD. I have a problem with focus. I have PTSD from years of military service and prior to that, and I get anxiety and depression that goes with it. And I really have found that in fact, I've told people at the VA that I'm getting well in spite of them. But I use CBD in the morning. I take 1 dose, and in the evening I take 2, the double strength, and it helps me sleep. It helps with I don't get the depression and anxiety so much anymore, but I've used this for a while, and I think that my endocannabinoid system has readjusted or recalibrated. So if that's actually a thing, but so there's a number of these that I can point to that it's helped me with, and I love helping other vets.
That's really good. And I mean, I could definitely vouch for it. It has helped hugely with my hands and my wrists, like Oren was mentioning, huge. And I could say for the PTSD, it's significant, big change, that I've observed with Oren. And speaking, this might be a good plug to put in on the 19th and 20th in Loveland at the ranch is the Holistic Health Fair. And we'll be having a booth there, and we're going to be offering quite a bit at that booth beyond anything we've ever done at any health fair. And so there'll be several of us there as well. And any of you who are in the area and want to come by, get some free product as well as amazing discounts. And then tonight too, anyone on this call, any of our can order, and Taylor will, if you're wanting to order, he'll give you a promo code, you're going to get 40% off any CBD product. And that, again, we have never done this on a show. We haven't done this at all. But this is how much I believe that you need to get some product. I want you to have some product on hand to help you with your own pain, your own stresses, anxiety, because we are living through some challenging situations that are rapidly escalating. And to have CBD on hand is actually vital. I don't know how long we're going to be in a situation to be able to ship, let alone at the cost to be able to ship things. So I'm just going to offer this to the group that's on here tonight. I'm going to put that out there. So let's go ahead to the next screen on CBD for physical health. This is just as important. As we know, our thoughts and our emotions have direct effect to every cell of the body. And sometimes things just happen to the body. Sometimes it's patterns and habits in our gene pool. Doesn't matter. You know, what matters is we still always have to treat the physical. And looking at some of the symptoms that people can have and what it's been known to help with. The middle column where it says regulates body temperature, I can absolutely vouch for that. I used to have cold hands and feet, and sure, you'll get cold hands and feet when it's 30 degrees or below zero outside. All right, yeah, but normally, I mean, a lot of people I see just say, I always have cold hands and feet. I don't have any of that today. If anything, it's warm. You know, I don't like it to be so covered up, but you'll notice it helps to regulate the temperatures. How? Because it helps to regulate your circulation. If you're a person who does have a lot of stress, or maybe you have anxiety, or you're having high blood pressure, heart palpitations, something like that, take some CBD, whether you have the salve or the elixir, rub it over your heart area. Rub it over your whole chest area, but especially your heart. It will help to calm things down. Use it on your temples. Use it on the base of your atlas. And one of the good things in teaching this class is I get to remind myself too. You know, I'm just as human as the next person. And to be able to remember, you know, what are some of these great healthy tools we could be using? Definitely can help with hair loss. Saturate your cells 5 to 6 weeks with the CBD consistently every day to see these improvements. Where it talked about eye health, I remember when I had the brain injury, it was very hard for me to focus. My vision would be okay, sometimes blurry, a lot of the times, and if there were fluorescent lights, forget it. That was not going to work well. And I had to wear dark glasses most of the time. And I still have some sensitivity to the bright lights, especially fluorescent lights if I'm shopping. But anyways, I went to have my eyes checked probably 2 months, 3 months after. There wasn't any decline. In a lot of brain injuries, there will be decline in your eyesight. And there wasn't any. And I truly believe it had to do with the high levels of CBD I was taking. So I don't plan on stopping the CBD at all. Helps with digestion, helps with nausea, definitely helps to regulate blood sugar. And then as we talked about inflammation, circulation. Debbie Stone, I don't remember, are you using CBD or have you used CBD?
I am not.
Okay.
Yeah, I've been curious for a long time, and I have used the salve in the past, but
Okay.
I'm not currently using.
Okay. Well, and if you come by the office too, we'll give you some samples. You know,
Okay.
let you try some of that. Yeah, because it might be a good thing to have on hand.
So my question is the gummies
Yes.
and the sugar that's in them. That's always been my drawback. Of course, they taste fabulous,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't want to ingest sugar along with it. So how do those
Well,
compare?
so you might want to get the extract. You know, it's not high fructose, it's low. And we use natural color and flavoring, everything from plant. So, let's see, it has, let me see this real quick for you and anybody on the call. So it is 4 grams, you know, of the sugar. So
For one or two,
one. Mhm.
one gummy?
Yeah. But you can also get the isolate in 24 ounce or 2400 milligrams or 1200 milligrams. And that could be a way to go too if a person wants to no THC whatsoever. But it would be really good. I mean, you could come and try some of the CBD samples, but it would be a really good thing to have on hand no matter what. And actually experience it, you know, if there's a need for it.
Yeah.
And and Helen, I haven't seen you on the call before. Good to see you. Have you used CBD at all? I think you're muted. Can you unmute yourself?
Hi, sorry.
Hi. Well,
Hi.
welcome. Yeah.
Thank you. I do use it. In fact, I talked to you on the phone. Was it yesterday or the day before? And I've been using the 2400 elixir to
Okay.
sleep, and it helps.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, well, it's nice to meet you.
Likewise. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
That-
I use it to sleep, and then I have the salve too, which I was using for my neck a lot, but my neck's better. But now I'm putting it on my hands because my hands are dry and scaling and that sort of thing. So
that's great. That could be really, really helpful for your hands. And I don't know if any of you use or have the salve. Oh gosh, just to put it on your face at night, put it around your eye area, put it on your neck. It's really good because it's made with organic coconut as well. I mean, it's really pure, really, really good source.
I have a question to ask you, Judy. What
Sure.
does your face feel like when you wake up in the morning after you put it's greasy. What
Mhm.
does it feel like in the morning
It
after you?
doesn't stay greasy for long. It gets
Okay.
absorbed. And in the morning, it's soft. It's just so soft and it feels moisturized.
Huh, okay.
Yeah. And you know, coconut is so good for the skin anyways. But when you have the CBD in with it, it helps. And the CBD is probably why it doesn't feel real greasy. You know, it doesn't take long. It gets absorbed right in through the pores.
Okay, I'll give it a try.
Yeah. And another thing that's good to do with the CBD salve is rub it on your feet and put socks on your feet throughout the night to let that be absorbed through your whole body. That's another wonderful way to get the benefits of CBD. So
If
it,
you
go
especially if
ahead.
you get someone to do it for you.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not going to share Oren, so sorry about that. And I'll mention that CBD is also available for your pets. Okay. And like Myra mentioned, it helped to keep her cat calmed down, not as frenetic, you know, because it went through a whole lot when it was little. And that was really helpful for her animals. People use it for their animals for that reason, especially if there's storms. They're sensitive to thunder, sensitive to the lightning. They chew on their paws, or they have itchy,
Oh.
scratchy things. It is so helpful for that. If I had an animal with those symptoms, I definitely would be giving them a little bit every day. So, and again, animals have endocannabinoid systems. Why? Because they have a spine. Any animal that has a spine has an endocannabinoid system. And one of the charts, the next chart I really like because it has different cannabinoids. Okay, so this is all called like cannabis, right? And these are different cannabinoids. And we've found out how there's even more cannabinoids than this. There are really about 100 cannabinoids, but these are the most common ones that are being used. But this will give you an idea of what CBD is known to be effective for. Then, of course, now the CBD that we have, our organic CBD, has actually a variety of these cannabinoids in them. The isolate does not have any cannabinoids in it. It's an isolate. It's totally just CBD. So there are benefits, to having both and why people choose both. But I at least wanted to share this with you tonight, just to give you an idea, what's some of the potential benefits you can get from it. And again, I just really recommend experiencing this, trying this, and feeling some of the benefits. If there was a word that best fits this plant, it's stability. It's a stabilizer, and it could be a stabilizer from your mood to emotions to physical conditions. It's trying to bring the body into its own balance. So, and then to fairly assess it, if you haven't been using it, some people get results immediately. I did. Some people, it takes 5 to 6 weeks. That's fine, but it will work. Now, there are exceptions to people. There have been 2 people that the CBD kept them awake. It didn't help them to relax. It didn't help them to sleep at night. If anything, they stayed up all night. The more toxic the liver is, the more toxic the liver is, this herb can reverse. It could do the opposite. It may not keep you calm and relaxed. It might do the opposite. If that is the case, you take it earlier in the day. Okay. You don't take it before you go to bed at night. So I just want to thank everyone for coming on tonight. I want to thank you for your time, sharing part of your day with me, that we could educate, talk about. Again, be prepared. There's wisdom in being prepared, and allow your body to be as strong as it can be. If it's changing any habits, if it's right now, make sure you're choosing quality foods, pure water. What are you doing to meditate? What are you doing to really find your peace inside? There's lots of different emotions and fears and energies surfacing that we can feel. And I'm definitely one of them. And anytime we make a better decision for ourselves, there is always going to be the old paradigms and the old feelings and the old body, aches and pains, things that come up because we've created them and now we're uncreating them. We're finding our balance with it. But as we are entering in to this phase of history being not only not really rewritten, we're going to a whole new place none of us have ever been before. And to use the wisdom and use nature to keep healing, that's what's going to work. The chemicals are not going to work. That's what we got to get out of our body. But using the sacred plant, using that hemp, the sacred plant, and I really think that I think Dory and Dale are on the call too. Years ago, Dale gave me a book written by Wallace Black Elk, and I still have the book, and it talks about finding this plant. And he said, one day, let me know if you've found the plant. And I really think this is the plant, that the CBD, cannabis, this part is cannabinoid, can help us tremendously. All the way down, they have test studies that goes all the way down to bone marrow. That's amazing. Okay, but it's life. And as we talked before, life brings forth more life. And if we can heal our body and our mind and our emotions with as much of nature as we can, but know that the Spirit of God always does the healing. Ultimately, Spirit is in everything, but that is what will bring about our healing, the strongest and the best. So anybody else want to share anything before I go get the snow off my car? It's Wednesday night. That's what we do on Wednesday night. You know,
Thank you.
I would like to real quick, if I might, please.
Yes, yes.
I had a doctor buddy of mine that I really trust, and he's really sharp, helped me figure out the dosing. As far as how much you take in a dose is dependent on your need, but he figured out that 8 hours was about the half-life on CBD, THC, either one or both. So that told, what we figured out was you could dose 3 times a day, once before bedtime, once when you get up, and in the afternoon. And, you know, and if you're at work and you don't want to be using this stuff at work, then, you know, it'll last you, you know, through the day until you can get out of there, kind of thing. So that was something I wanted to share. And I think that's enough. So thank you.
That's great.
Thank you.
All right, everyone. Have a good evening. Thank you for
You
sharing
too.
and supporting. Thanks. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thanks.
All
Bye-bye.
right. Bye now.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.